Hello and welcome to my first look at The End and the Death Volume 3 by Dan Abnett for the Horus Heresy Siege of Terra book series. This is of course Volume 3 of The End and the Death sub-series. I think there will only be 3, I don't think there'll be a 4th one, and that's within the series of the Siege of Terra books, which consists of 10 main books and 3 novellas, so in a way it's 13 books. You can pick this particular volume up for £22. You can pick it up cheaper from third-party sellers and things for about 18. So in total, for the 13 books, it's going to cost you about £200 or so, give or take. This is the smallest volume out of the 3 of the End and the Death. The first volume consisting of 657 pages, the second volume being one of the thickest books in the entire Horus Heresy at 741 pages, and then they have this book listed at 512, but in reality it's about 507 if you include the afterword. So it's your typical Horus Heresy Siege of Terra book with the gold font, with the lovely artwork at the front. I must say I probably still prefer the Volume 1 artwork over all of them, even though the proportions are way off. The Volume 2 and this one are of a certain art style. I don't know whether it's the same artist, but I just thought I'd just bring them in momentarily. But as you can see, this is definitely like a fair bit smaller than the other 2. Height wise it's the same, so that's good, but it is consistent of a fair few pages, a couple of hundred pages less, and that does stand out. I do prefer the OG artwork from sort of the 90s, early 2000s. If you just type in like obviously this isn't a spoiler, but that's the Emperor and that's Horus Lupercal. If you type in the Emperor versus Horus into Google, then you most likely will see the OG artwork where they're on board the Vengeful Spirit, and I much prefer that to this. This is very colourful. There's still a lot of emotion and sense of battle emanating from this artwork, but I just prefer the kind of stoic standoff-ish nature and the dawning of the atrocities committed in that scene. Let me read you the preface. There's a little bit of a spoiler, so if you don't know much about the Horus Heresy and kind of who dies and things, like the main characters, I probably would mute the video for like a minute. Okay, right. That's a spoiler warning over. The great angel Sanguinius lies slain at his brother's hand. Terror burns as reality itself unravels, and the greatest bastion of civilization teeters on the brink of annihilation. Desperate defenders gather, banding against the rabid traitor hordes. The Hollow Mountain, host to the pilgrims of Euphraticula, is one of the last redoubts, held by the Dark Angels while the unclean host of Typhus lays siege. Malcador the Sigillite sits ablaze on the golden throne, trying to buy his master more time, but time is running out. Gilliman races across the stars to reinforce the throne world. Will he return to ashes, where a War Master of Chaos has ascended to godhood, or will the Emperor have triumphed, and at what cost? It all comes down to one final climactic confrontation. The Emperor versus Horus, the father against the son, the end and the death. So, there's some more artwork that follows on. I don't know why, but I was able to get 2. Maybe this End of the Death is doubly sanctified by the Emperor himself, and we've got 2 hardcover covers. But I think, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, look at all of that. That looks very cool, doesn't it? That artwork there. So yeah, we will unravel these mysteries that Tzeentch has put before us. I don't know what the difference is with these. Is there a wording difference or a price difference? Sometimes they do that. Is there a code difference? No. The ISBN number. I can't really see the differences there, other than for some strange reason it says Warhammer 40,000. Okay, no difference there either. I can't see the differences of why they've bundled. Maybe it's just part of the production process, but I've got a spare one, so that'll be in a giveaway. No, why would I give that away? So as you can see, obviously I won't spoil it, but it says 507 pages. You've got your next read. For some reason in this book they don't give you like an extra chapter of a book, and I think in some books they do, but this one you don't. A little bit about Dan Abnett. When I think of Warhammer 40,000, I do think of Dan Abnett, and the Eyes and Horns series and Ravener. You've got a little important codex, I guess you call it, of all of the Horus Heresy books. So you've got the 13 books there, so 10 of the actual main series of the Siege of Terra, and then the 3 novellas. I mean, if you've enjoyed the 10, I definitely recommend reading the other 3. Out of all the Siege of Terra books, I'd probably say Fury of Magnus is my favourite. This might change, but Graham McNeill wrote a very good book with Fury of Magnus, and I do prefer that over Sons of the Selenar and Garrow. I thought Garrow was too short and didn't satisfy me as much as I sort of expected it would. Then you've got the rest of the Horus Heresy books, all 54 of them, and then other novels and novellas. You've got also available, and then audio dramas. Again, if you're not big on reading, well, I don't know why you're watching this video, but if you're not big on reading, you can always kind of find the audio book versions of these and listen to them in your car, on the train, on the bus, you know, whatever sort of transport you use, maybe even in the gym for a workout. But yeah, with these actual physical books, you do get a nice little personae. So you got all the people and, you know, which sort of units and armies they're from. And then you do get, I think, 4 images. So if you don't want to spoil the images, you know, the artwork for yourselves, please, again, probably look away or skip the video. But here's the first one. It's clearly Valdor there, laying the smack down to adjust steering. Then you've got this one here, which looks like Horus. And I won't say who that is. And then you've got this, and then final picture you've got this one. So there you go, that's all the images. That's everything I wanted to say about this book, the final book we got there after all these years. If you've been reading these books since like 2008, then yeah, congratulations, you made it after 16 years. You made it to the final one. It's a long time coming. Published in 2024, of course printed and bound in China, you know, so there you go. That is the final book, but that is not the end of Super Saiyan's first look at you know, Warhammer novels and books. Of course, you know, the story continues in 40k, and I'd love them to make a scouring series. I'd love them to make a Age of Strife series. It's my favourite science fiction universe out of everything. So yeah, there's going to be more, of course. And I will be releasing a video soon that will showcase all of the Siege of Terra books and the maps in their glory. So hopefully you'll join me for that one too. Thank you for joining me in this journey. Thank you for watching today. The Emperor protects.